Oh, welcome back to what is, I think, the last clip or the last video that's going to be about framing the house. We are good with the ceiling joists. Right now we got a tarp up there to protect us from the rain. Today is the last day when we're going to be getting some rain. So yeah, this little hole we made for ourselves might need to scramble to cover that up. But as you can see, we got a little room over there kind of closed off. So if one of us needs to go drive somewhere, because we're living in the van at the moment, the other one can kind of hang out in here, and we got a generator for heat. And you stayed in it last night, and you were pretty comfortable?
Yeah, it was good.
So it's doing well. It's nice to have a little space to spread out. Okay, well, we got the walls that are going to be going up on the roof, built except for two little chunks. There's that big one there, and then there's these, what is there, 5 more over here. So the way we're getting them up is by, we're basically gonna rotate this, put one end on the ladder, and then one end on the ladder, and then keep trying to lift it up, I'm gonna be standing up there. We got straps coming off on both ends that I'll be lifting up, and Val will be basically pushing in the ladder, guiding the bottom, making sure that nothing bad happens down here. And then once, we got it up on the top of that, and then hopefully like here on that one, then I'll lift it up all the way onto the header, and I'll figure something out at that point. I got to get it laid down basically up on the rafters without, kind of torquing anything. And yeah, then I got to get it over to where it needs to be. But once it's up there, the hard part's done. So we got this partially up. We got a board holding up the top bar. We were able to get it up that ladder there, and now we're probably gonna move that ladder in and just keep on going and try to get this up. 1 down, 7 more to go. Alrighty, we got all of those walls up now, and I'd say that went pretty well. I see these supports here. I'm gonna do that. These are garbage. I'm gonna replace them, but I'm gonna do a double support on each wall, all the way around, just to get it, so that it feels nice and sturdy. Because right now, if I go to the middle of one of those walls and shake on it, it does not feel good. And I'm pretty sure even once I get the sheathing on, like it's just gonna, there's nothing there to support it. There's no interior walls like you would normally have like on the first floor. So there's nothing to kind of keep that rigid plane on this floor. So that'll be quick. Next up, I don't know exactly. I guess you'll find out pretty soon. But we're gonna take a break and go get dinner. And I'm hoping very much that it doesn't rain. It's been yick all day. Like it hasn't rained, but it just like really wants to. So hopefully we'll I guess we'll probably put the tarp over, maybe. I don't know. I'll talk to Val about it. And tomorrow we're gonna be getting the ridge board in so that we can then have the tarp actually draped over the whole thing, and it'll be sloped, and then rain will just run off and it'll be great. Okay. I gotta say, I'm feeling pretty good about that now that I'm having a couple minutes to kind of decompress, because those are like the last walls, like real like walls that we have to build. There's gonna be more stuff up there, but it's gonna be stick built and not heavy and all that. This is kind of a milestone of moving on to the rafters and the more odd things that aren't just doing a bunch of walls everywhere. So you still need to tape. It is the next day, and I have gotten basically all the cross beams up, as you can see. Whoop, behind me. I'm trying not to fall off. So right now what we're working on now is double top bars, which you can see I put one on over here. I'm just gonna go around the whole thing. It'll be pretty quick. And then I've got it, oh man, I had it marked out where the middle of everything was, so I get the ridge beam on. But I just put that board on top of my mark, so I gotta remark that. But yeah, otherwise, actually I might be able to see it on the edge. Otherwise, yeah, I think we're gonna get the ridge beam up today, and then hopefully get a joist or two, like the initial ones, which will be good, because then tomorrow I'll have the pattern down and I can just kind of bang them out. But yeah, things are going well. Beautiful blue sky behind me is definitely good. I'm hoping it lasts until we can. I just want to be able to get like 5, fully across beams, and then I feel like the tarp's going to be able to get held up good enough that I don't need to worry. So let's just cross our fingers that I can get that done in time. Okay, so I got this thing remarked where the middle is, and I'm trying to figure out basically how to go about this. We need to make sure that we get this ridge beam accurate in the right spot, and manufacturing that from scratch when it's up in the air is going to be it's you have to do it in the right way. So there are certain things we know, since this all these walls have been fully reinforced. We know the width of the house, like the actual width, not the planned width. So what the measurement I'm going to start with is that. I'm going to measure the width of the house. I know that I have a planned 12-inch overhang on the eaves. So basically the roof will extend 12 inches past the roughed in side of the house, not the excluding the sheathing and all that, basically the framing. So it'll extend 12 inches past on the sides, 18 inches along the plane of the house. And let me see. So I know that. So I can build the ridge beam. I can get it up here. Step 2 will be, we'll start to figure out, okay, now we need to get it in the air and like centered into the location it's going to be. I think the last step is going to be centering it like left to right along the axis of the beam. First step is create the length. Second step is going to be making sure that it's centered along the direction of the joists, and then the third step will be centering it the other direction. So that's what I'm going to work on now. Okay, I just had to get a shot of this because getting this far has been quite the struggle. I got it up, basically assembled the ridge beam, and it's just kind of resting up here. Right now, that post is fully screwed in and holding it to the joist. There's a post you can see behind it somewhere over here. That's just screwed to the ridge board, and which is the big thing going across. And this one is also just screwed to the ridge board. And what I'm going to be doing is right now, this one here is keeping it vertical. It's pretty heavy. Not too heavy for one person, but like I'm up on these joists. Like this is not great. It's just making me kind of nervous. My plan now is to detach it from this. So there's one screw holding it in there. I have a screw kind of already set in this board. I'm going to be sliding it all over, lifting it up so that the screw gets up to the base plate or somewhere that I can screw it, and then putting it in. And then I'll have it like, kind of halfway up that it needs to go. And then I'm going to come over here and get this side potentially fully up, but basically just kind of keep stepping, and we'll see how that goes. Should work, but it's a lot of weight and not great footing, and it's definitely nerve-wracking. Okay, I kind of stumbled on something by accident here. So I have my big long board that's coming off the bottom that I was intending to raise up and screw in. But as I was raising up, because there's nothing really holding it vertical, it was just kind of tipping. Now I just happened to have this block here, and my plan was, okay, we'll just lift it up, screw into the bottom, and then just hold it vertical, and then screw another screw in to this area. But I put it up and it rested on this board, and it's pretty stable. So I think that's what I'm going to do. See those little blocks down there that were holding it before? I'm just going to put a series of them in along this thing and on the other side, and I'll raise it up one step at a time. And each time it'll be in a stable configuration. I will have to make sure that this doesn't kick out, but there's no force right now that's making it want to do that. So hopefully that will be fine, and I'll be able to screw in, once if that starts to become an issue. So I'm going to add more blocks to this. I'm going to add some blocks to that one and get that pushed over to where it's supposed to be. And then we should have an easy time getting this up rather than a very high stress time getting this up. We are succeeding slowly but surely. I got a screw nailed into the bottom as well. Down there. Well, we got that up there, finally. Took me all day. Sun's starting to drop. I already had a little bit of leftovers for dinner. But it is up there, and it's approximately in the right spot. I got that one set up there. It's pretty stable. I unscrewed this thing here because it actually all had to push up. So that was interesting, trying to kind of manhandle that to get it to work. I had to basically attach these in not the best spot and then shove them in, which was a little sketchy. This is still attached. I'm gonna basically attach same way over here with screws. I'm gonna attach new set over here, get everything marked as to across where everything's supposed to be, and then I'm just gonna start nailing up permanent ones, starting, you know, next to this and working my way this way. And then eventually I'll come back and I'll unscrew all these and then properly nail the two end ones. So yeah, that's the plan, and let's get rolling. Making progress, very, very slowly, but it's happening, and measurements are looking good for the height of the ridge board, so I'm happy with it. There it is. And one thing that I'm very proud about, look at that. That is straight across. That little hump over there on the left is just a piece of wood that's supporting something that's stuck up. So as you can see, there's still work to be done on the porch. Still need those joists in there. And up top, there's basically every other joist is in. So I still have more I gotta add. But clearly this is sufficient to hold up the tarp. And it's gonna be raining in a little bit, so we'll be seeing how well this works. There's lots of holes in the tarp though. I might be in here with some buckets. But for now, I think I'm gonna leave it here with that. And I thought this would be the last framing video, but apparently we're gonna need at least one more. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one.